Hello everyone, welcome to the 9th in my series on Vedic Nakshatras. We're looking at Ashlesha, the 9th Nakshatra, a very powerful, seductive and mystical Nakshatra found between 1620 and 30 degrees of sidereal Cancer. Let's learn also more about these Vedic Nakshatras on the video, including which are the most important of these mystical Nakshatras in your chart for you to understand. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. Great to have you on board. And if the video is good for you, give it a thumbs up. Let's go. First of all, everyone, what exactly are the Nakshatras? Why are they so important in astrology, and when and where do we use them? Put simply, the Nakshatras are the night sky, or the stars in the night sky, the constellations we see in our galaxy. They're actually linking us to the higher lokas and bringing our karmas down in a mystical way through the nakshatra into the rasi, into our life. Parashara has written, God has decorated the heavens with constellations like pearls on a dark steed. The light of the sun hides them in the day, and all knowledge of them is divined in the darkness of the night. The word nakshatra actually means protecting the night from destruction. What is being protected from destruction? Our minds. Because these nakshatras are moon ruled. Because the moon is the lord of the night sky, and only in the night sky do we see these constellations. In the same way, sun is the lord of the daytime, lord of the day, and he rules the sun signs, of course, the rasis or zodiac signs. And both the moon and the sun are working together in this way. Nakshatra and rasi, zodiac signs, working together, we have real astrology. Don't forget, the stars are the basis of astrology. The rasis or zodiac signs come from the nakshatras, not the other way around. In fact, they can never be separated. Nakshatra must always fit in with the rasi exactly. With the sidereal zodiac, this is always happening. If they are in any way separated, true prediction, true astrology is not possible. Let me illustrate this for you. Here's an illustration, everybody. Kara Pandit Sanjay Rath of the 27 Nakshatra scheme. It shows us perfectly how they map mathematically together with the rasis. On the outside are the 27 Nakshatras, and every pada mathematically and perfectly linked with the sidereal zodiac on the inside. And more importantly, there are actually 3 portions to the nakshatra scheme. Can you see 3 equal divisions that are occurring at each Gandanta break? Gandanta is where water sign meets fire sign. Cancer, Leo, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Pisces, Aries in the sidereal zodiac. And these Gandanta dangerous crossings, danger points, switch points, affect all of our karmas. And this break, this threefold division of this nakshatra mandala is very important because it is relevant to our lives. First is the early childhood and adulthood portion of our lives. Second section is our middle adulthood. And third, late or old age. And you map these in your own chart, starting with your birth nakshatra, the moon nakshatra. More than that, you can even make exact predictions of every single nakshatra and meaning in your life from your Janma nakshatra. So many predictions can be made. I will definitely make some future videos bringing these up for you. Right now, let's start with the basics. Let's understand the 27 nakshatras in this series, and most importantly, the ones that you should be looking out for in your birth chart. So which nakshatras matter in your chart? Well, I've just shown you every single nakshatra, whether a planet is there or not can be used to make predictions. But definitely wherever there are grahas, including Rahu Ketu, those nakshatras are important for you. But still, let's cut it down to the bare basics, everybody. I would say there are 4 important positions in regard to nakshatra that you definitely need to study and to understand. First and foremost is the moon or Janma. Janma means birth nakshatra. This is most important. Now, the moon is the mother, and the moon Janma Nakshatra actually relates us genetically to our mother's biological line. Some of that psychological and biological karma coming down is actually shown in this nakshatra. And secondly, moon is society. So moon Janma Nakshatra shows us how we get on with other people, how we move in society. So much of our outer experiences in life can be seen from this Janma Nakshatra. And many fundamental personality traits can be seen from the moon Janma Nakshatra, definitely. Not from the Lagna so much, not from ascendant, ruler, ascendant, all of that. No, it's the moon, it's the mind, it's the Janma Nakshatra. Don't forget, personality changes all the time. As you get older, you'll see it clearly. Personality develops through life, changes just like the moon. So study your Lagna or Ascendant Nakshatra. This will show you how you integrate yourself with society as a physical body. What do you look like? How do you dress yourself? How do you present yourself to other people as a physical being? And how intelligent are you? Or more importantly, actually, what do you do with your intelligence? How do you make decisions? And very important, do not delegate understanding of the sun, of Surya or Ravi Nakshatra. This is so important. How do you maintain vitality? So much to do with health, actually. Lagna and Nakshatra, some way to do with health, but sun, very much so. And how do you maintain dharmic action, righteous action, and spiritual development also linked with this sun nakshatra? And definitely understand your Atmakarika Nakshatra. This is so important. Atmakarika means the highest degree planet in your chart. This contains a whole heap of karma that will bring very difficult circumstances into your life. Lord of this Nakshatra, Lord of this Atmakarika Nakshatra will help you actually to deal with these karmas. Important to understand, most definitely. By the way, if you're not sure what is your highest degree planet, check at the bottom of my description box. There's a website there where you can bring up your birth chart with the Atmakarika listed, and indeed all of the nakshatras in your chart. Ashlesha Nakshatra then, the Lord is Mercury, the symbol is a serpent, specifically a coiled serpent, and the deity are the Naga serpents, the mystical serpents of the underworld. The colors are red and black, the purpose is Dharma, righteous action, the direction is south, and the body part is the ears. The coiled serpent is a symbol of hidden power, hidden potential. Specifically, it's the Kundalini power found at the base of the human spine. The coiled serpent shows potential of Shakti, of power, of control over all the material elements. This is a very powerful and in some ways slightly dangerous nakshatra. Such is the enormous potential and enormous power. It needs to be controlled carefully, then benefits can be very good. And the deity or deities are the Naga serpents, these powerful, mystical, very, very seductive beings who actually live in the lower lokas, known as the subterranean heavenly planets. Places such as Patala, Vitala, Sutala, these are below Bhurloka, below the earthly plane. No sunlight reaches there. They are in complete darkness. It is said that the only light in these talalokas actually comes from the jewels on the head of the snakes there. So actually it's a very dark and seductive place. Naga serpents are powerful deities. They contain enormous occult power, wisdom, mysticism. They can control the material elements. They are so powerful. So Ashlesha Nakshatra, people with this nakshatra strong in their chart have this inner power, this inner wisdom, and they will draw on it definitely, but it has to be done ethical ways, obviously. Now, the planetary lord is actually Mercury, Mercury known as Buddha, who is eternally youthful, witty, sharp, and intellectually extremely competent. So any important planet placed in Ashlesha, especially when Mercury is strong in your chart, you get all of these skills yourself. Indeed, superb communication skills as well. Mercury is like adolescence, so actually Ashlesha people stay young looking, have a certain vitality that stays with them all of their life very often. Mercury is a business, commerce planet, definitely. People with this strong nakshatra in their chart are very good business people, very competent, very intellectual, very capable and dexterous. On a deeper level, important to understand that these Mercury-led nakshatras like Ashlesha, this nakshatra, Jyeshta and Revati, they come at the Gandanta switch point in the nakshatra mandala. Now, although Ashlesha is completely within Cancer sign, it is at the Gandanta point, therefore, where Cancer water sign meets Leo fire sign. And particularly when you have planets in the last few degrees of Cancer, you are definitely strongly influenced by this dynamic Gandanta factor. But this affects all of Ashlesha, and specifically even if you have no planets there, no ascendant in this nakshatra, check the house placement in your chart where you have Ashlesha, because in that area you will experience challenge, transformation, difficult circumstances where you have to bring yourself to a higher level, most definitely. Now, another meaning of Ashlesha is to embrace. Ashlesha people embrace life. They want to squeeze out every ounce of experience and enjoyment from this incarnation. They need to have things, hold things, not necessarily possessive, but they want to enjoy this material atmosphere. It's a very sensual nakshatra, don't forget, but as well as this, the actual physical factor of touch, that sense is very well developed in Ashlesha people. They like to hug, they like to hold. Don't forget, Mercury rules the skin. And they are intellectually curious. I mean, Ashlesha people are seeking, searching for the deep occult wisdom, definitely mystical knowledge, but all knowledge. Knowledge is power. Ashlesha people desire this power. Sometimes Mercury's influence makes these Ashlesha people impatient, restless, hard to focus on their actual formal education. Definitely, they can have broken, changed education sometimes, but still they will always come back to it, always, because they desire this knowledge, learning so deeply. But even deeper than this, you see, Ashlesha people have an inner wisdom, a divine knowing, hugely developed intuition. And despite the fact they are very rational, intellectual people, nonetheless, they generally find that when they listen to their gut feelings, they can't go wrong. It's no surprise then that the highly mystical cat, specifically male cat, is the yoni or animal totem for this sign. If you have Ashlesha strong in your chart, you may be naturally attracted to these animals, but in any case, you should honor them and always treat them well. But aside from the mystic symbolism given to the cat, they are predators, and this predatory factor is very much in Ashlesha people. They desire what they desire, and they will go all out for it, totally focused on what they are aiming to obtain. Definitely, this is one of the reasons they can have wealth, prosperity. Ashlesha Nakshatra gives the ability to be very prosperous indeed. They are especially canny business people making incredible business moves. They can even be a little bit deceptive about them. They are not in any way holding back when they see opportunity. Because Mercury is akin to healing, definitely they can be healers, counselors, doctors, nurses, all of these things, but they especially like to do something a little out of the normative, something a bit more mystical, like alternate healing, etc. They are excellent teachers, advisors, counselors, as I say, all sorts, and definitely because they like to penetrate beneath the surface, psychologists, psychiatrists can do very well with this nakshatra strong. Ashlesha people like attention, like the limelight, like attention focused on themselves, let's face it, so they can be excellent performers, actors, actresses, dancers even. But Ashlesha have this definite seductive power, this definite mystical ability to get what they want by any means possible. And this is where they're always fighting off lower nature. They can be cunning, manipulative, taking shortcuts with no bones about it at all. They can take unethical actions without even thinking they are unethical. And watch out, because Ashlesha people are intensely competitive. They cannot bear competition. They will rise to the challenge every time. As soon as there is any competitor, whether it's romantic situations, business situations, any situation, they will rise to the challenge. They will have to defeat the competitor. And one of the aids on their side is their virtual hypnotic quality. Ashlesha people are hypnotic. They can hypnotize other people, literally, virtually bend them to their will. There is something so attractive, charismatic about them. People can become spellbound by these Ashlesha people. And so females and males strongly influenced by this Ashlesha often have hypnotic eyes. You have this definite attractive quality drawing you in. They are seducers, whether they are male or female, and they are seducers in any situation, not just romantic situation. They use the power of their personality, charisma, to gain power over other people. Just by being around them, people are virtually, as I say, hypnotized, bent to their will. Ashlesha people quickly understand that they have this incredible power. Ashlesha strong in the chart makes you highly sexual, sensual, and romantic sometimes, definitely, but it's a very physical sexual factor. Ashlesha people can have many love affairs. They can be drawn into some very difficult, even compromising situations. And it's very often about power. You see, Ashlesha people have this need to have power over other people. Yes, they are seducers, but they enjoy the power that romantic situation gives you over another person. Of course, this side of the Ashlesha nature becomes prominent in the earlier years, but even later in life, this temptation, this seductive quality has to be controlled. They become more aware of it, more in control of it, though, the older they get. You see, another factor is that Ashlesha Nakshatra people do not trust easily, do not open up easily to others, do not share intimate emotions easily. They can pretend to, but are they really sharing? Not wanting to lose control is their big thing. They're tremendously secretive as well, not just in romantic relationships, but in all aspects of their life. There's always something up their sleeve. Have no fear. Sometimes, depending on the whole situation in this Ashlesha, planets, their aspects, Venus, etc. included, they can be a little bit cool, a little bit detached, definitely in their romantic situations. They can actually break people's hearts. They have this hypnotic quality to attract, but they can discard as well. The thing is, Ashlesha people don't like to be rejected either. They can be tempted, therefore, into game playing in relationships, friendships, or in any intimate situation, even in the workplace sometimes. They like to have the upper hand. That's the thing. Ashlesha strong, you are suspicious by nature, but the thing is, Ashlesha people generally can attract challenging situations in their intimate encounters. Why is it happening? Because they get bored a little bit. They actually like challenge. They love excitement in their romantic encounters. It is said there is a poison actually at the root of this Ashlesha Nakshatra. What is the poison? Well, of course, snakes have a poison pouch. They can have poisonous bites sometimes, but don't forget, poisonous substances have a two-way factor. They can be dangerous, but they can also be used sometimes to heal. And this is a big challenge inherent in this Ashlesha Nakshatra. Do they use their mystical powers, their fantastic ability to harm or to heal? Do they help other people? Do they manipulate other people? They always have the choice. It's a tough journey, though, because Ashlesha people need to be in control. This is a thing. They have a fear of being vulnerable, a real fear of it. Don't forget, snakes are actually crawling there. They are vulnerable. So this is what it's all about. Ashlesha people want to maintain control. They don't like to be criticized either. This is a huge thing. And when they feel like they have lost control, people are getting at them, criticizing them, that's when they will fight back. Their innate nature is to attack when they feel vulnerable. Trouble is, Ashlesha energy can turn inwards. There can be a definite self-destructive tendency here, which has to be noted. The affliction Ashlesha Nakshatra gives rise to addictions, food addiction, drink, drugs, mental health disorders, OCD, specifically anxiety. And they can have physically skin disorders, especially they can have connective tissue disorders, these mercury-led systematic disorders which are coming from this inner sense of restlessness, of not being at peace. You see, Ashlesha people show one face to the world, but they are not that person inside. They can be very successful, prominent politicians, have a huge amount of success in this world. But Ashlesha people deep inside do not show their true self outwardly. Even people getting close to them can't fully get to know them sometimes. Why is this? Because Ashlesha people truly don't really understand themselves. See, Ashlesha people are very self-centered. They are totally focused on themselves, but not in a reflective, critical way. They think that everything they do has the best motivations. They don't really know who they are most of the time. Truly, they just feel this tremendous motivation to go out there, do something, have something in the world. And that's not a bad thing, because for all the rap Ashlesha gets, it's a dharmic nakshatra. They want to do right action. So when they find the path, when they find good career, good place of service in the world, doing something not just for themselves, finally everything will click into place. Ascendant in Ashlesha, you are a seducer. People are attracted to you, definitely charismatic, seductive, intelligent, wise, intuitive. You have all of those Ashlesha qualities I've been speaking about on the video. Sometimes you can have many love affairs. Sometimes because this ascendant looks at 7th house, you can have jealousy, possessiveness, difficulty in your intimate attachments. Use your power to bring people up. Avoid manipulation in relationships, definitely. You can take many wrong turnings in life, make some silly decisions, and then right yourself quickly. Always listen to your gut feelings. As I say, you will not make a mistake. Ashlesha people with this ascendant get success, prominence eventually. When the moon's in Ashlesha, the moon is strong own sign. Particularly, this gives a highly emotional, intuitive nature, very caring nature. But the trouble is, you have to use it wisely. Sometimes you become very disturbed in your relationship involvements. If there is good aspect to this moon, you can have good relationships where you help, support other people, are tremendously resourceful. But there can be jealousy, manipulation, all of the Ashlesha maneuvers can still be going on, even though the moon is strong in this sign. It's all about controlling your emotions, not letting yourself become too sensitive to other people. You don't like criticism. You can be vindictive, a little bit jealous, as I say, relationship-wise. Know your inner power when you have the moon in Ashlesha. You have enormous wisdom as well, and this wisdom is here to be given out to helping other people, because the moon is about nurturing, don't forget, but also nurture yourself. Be a little kinder to yourself sometimes. Surprisingly, that can be a problem. Sun is in Ashlesha, you can have issues with your father. You can be very successful, prominent. You can attract many admirers, but people keep a little bit of distance from you. You can be a little bit cool sometimes, a little bit proud. You are very independent. But the sun is about our spiritual journey. Sun in Ashlesha, you're making a spiritual switch point here. You're going from the lower to the higher. And definitely because sun is light, Jyotish, you can have tremendous astrological predictive capabilities here because you see through the veil. Studying occult, astrology, etc. can be very good when you have the sun in Ashlesha. Ratmakaraka, highest degree planet, is in Ashlesha. There are many trials in your life. You're going to get to the top and then come to the bottom again. You see, you're going to see that you cannot get what you want by your own manipulation. Every time you think you've won a situation by your tricks or whatever, anything such as that, you will find it does not work. The Atmakarika shows you have very strong karmas to burn off when he's in Ashlesha, particularly in intimate connections. Ashlesha wants control. I've spoken about that. But when the Atmakataka is here, you can't have that control without it coming back to haunt you. So let go. Relax a little bit. Flow with life. Let things take you in the direction. Find some deep spiritual connection or some deep connection to the universal force. When you surrender to this, stop trying to manipulate, you will find deep inner guidance from your core and you will make tremendous strides, burning off many negative past tendencies. But that's the message for anyone with a strong Ashlesha in their chart. Let go, flow with life. You don't need to manipulate, maneuver. You don't need to be so secretive or suspicious of other people even. Actually, people have good motivations most of the time. When you learn to trust yourself as well, you will feel much happier. Hope the video was instructive to you. Look forward to your comments. Don't forget to sub below if you're new. Goodbye for now and God bless everyone.